Good day, Midgard. Welcome to my video, and of course to my channel, Crafted Mayonnaise. I would like to discuss things about proper stats, equipments, cards that you need to have, and also runes, which is the most important of all. And this is for aspiring knight or lord knight bash type. So first off, I'll be discussing and sharing the proper stats that you need to have. So what I did, I focused on all of the strength. So I actually maximized strength to 99. Then after that, switched to vitality, which is currently I have 65. So 99 strength, 65 vitality, and I'm currently at level 85. So reason why you actually need to focus on those two attributes, because the bash will be actually depends on the strength, and there's also a skill once you hit or once you become a Lord Knight, wherein it will be additional attack or additional damage once you have vitality on your stats. So those are the two things that you need to maximize first. So strength, and then go to vitality afterwards. So right after the stats, of course, we need to have the proper skills. I'll be sharing my skills just a few seconds. So during my swords or during swordsman, you need to focus on 10 bash, of course, because this will be the main skills that you'll be using while leveling up. 10 bash. Right after is the sword mastery, so 10 sword mastery, then 10 taunt, 5 endure, 4 increase recuperative power, and then 1 magnum break, and that will be total of 40. So 10, 20, 30, 35, 39, 40. After swordsman, you will become a knight once you hit level or job level 40. So first you need to put 10 bowling bash. Oh, sorry guys, I think I was reconnected. Hold on, there. So 10 bowling bash, 5 heart of steel, 1 hand quicken. So that's 20. 10 for Arrow Blade, that's 30, and then cavalry combat for 5 cavalry combat, and then 5 cavalry mastery. Arrow Blade is actually optional, because before what I did, because I'm not familiar with the bash type, what I did is Adjecate Knight, because that's the character that I have before with the first Ragnarok online. I think that was like 2000 or early 2000 if I'm not mistaken. This is optional, so you can either use just 5 Aura Blade and move the remaining 5 to endure to make it 10, since that bash type sometimes needs to be a tanker, mostly during your run for ruins or ET or Endless Tower. So that will be very important for you to have endure. Right after knight, you will become a lord knight. So first, what I did is focused with Lord's Aura, which is 10, and then concentration, that's total of 15, and then Call of Justice. This is a skill that I mentioned earlier, wherein for every 5 vitality, you'll be provided 5 attack. There, so 10, 15, 20, and then I actually have a confusion with this too, because I also watched some videos from other players wherein they maximize sword parry first, so that's the reason why I have 3 there. But once I actually, right after checking the stats that I have, some skills, skill set, I noticed that if you do have a head crush, it will actually give you out a temporary, just like what it shows here, 60 seconds. It will improve your 20 attack if you're on level 2, and then once you're on level, the third level, you will be having 30 attack. So what I did, I actually tried to play with it. So I put 2 head crush. So I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. Here, just look for good location or good spot. Okay, there. So if you notice the stats that I have right now, without any buffs at all. When I say buffs, that includes the skills and the food, because in this game you can cook food to increase your stats. So currently we have 1,400. So with this 1,400, roughly, if I do bash on a single monster, regardless what size, small, medium, large, it will be around 14,000. That will be the first bash. And then if, let's say, you do have a buffs, and that includes, let's say, the Lord's Aura, Concentration, I'll show you the stats. It will be 1,662. But if, let's say, I added Head Crush, which I'm just currently at level 52, level 2, then it will go to 1,687. So there will be a slight increase, but of course, if, let's say, I put this 3 points from Sword Parry to Head Crush, so I'll be having like 5, then most likely it will be bigger than what I'm expecting. So I think if you have a Lord Knight, or you want it to be a Bash type, aspiring Bash type Lord Knight, then better to try to do the stats that I'm currently using right now, or scales that I'm currently using. Then let's go to equipments. For my equipments, if you notice, I'm currently on the Gashapon that we have limited for the month of December. So I was luckily able to get all of those things, which somehow can be a big help. So I do have here the Firmament Horn, which normally uses by critical build, critical type players like Assassin Cross and the snipers. So it can give you a +2 overall ability. So all stats it will be having +2. Then I embedded I put some Willow card on it to have max SP, which is for you to be able to use your skill. So it has a 100. Then I do have this from the initial. I think it's for the initial month. You'll be having a ticket for you to be able to randomly have items from the gacha. So it has attack 10. Then I actually tried to do some enhancement, which I'll be discussing on the next videos. I do have the Dusk Veil, which is attack +10 as well. The Isolud C, which is very important. It has attack +3%. And this one is just only for... it will give you final damage. Final damage will increase by 5% whenever you have a target with blood amount greater than 50%. I wasn't able to play with this yet, so I'm not really sure what's the reason or what are the effects of this particular guardian or pet. There. So that will be for my upper or headgears. Then my weapon currently, sad, but it's broken because I'm trying to level or to upgrade it to different I think it's called it's upgrade. So I tried to make it +5, but currently, yeah, I don't know what happened. So I'm hoping that it will be repaired. Oh, by the way, for you to be able to repair the item, you need to make sure you have the same item, and you need to just go to Frontera for you to be able to repair it. So for now, yeah, I would like to just show you this weapon. This weapon is the basic weapon that you'll be using, since that this is the starting weapon that you needed for you to be able to have the bash type uh, build that you wanted to be. Because it will give you out a level 10 bash will increases by 50%. And then if, let's say, you were able to upgrade it to the next level of the weapon, so it can level up to Nagan. And to be honest with you guys, that's the best weapon that you'll be using for a bash type, because once you have Nagan from level 10 bash, instead of just 50%, it will be 100%. So let's say if I'm currently having let's just for the sake of having numbers as an example, if you do have 17,000, then if let's say you do have not Nagan, then you'll be having times 2 of your damage. So not really good with numbers, but 17,000 times 2, that will be 34,000, of course. So if you notice, some videos have 50,000 plus, then you actually have a lot of things that you need to work on there, which I'm planning to, of course, but since I'm just starting, then I actually need to get more zennies to get to that level or to that peak wherein I can have a 50 plus bash, 50k, 50,000 bash. So aside from those things on the right, I do have it here on the left side. I have tights that will give attack plus 4%. So very, very helpful. Then if let's say you were able to upgrade these items to the third level, it will give you an additional +2, so that's additional plus 4%. So total of plus 8%. So if you do have questions or if you wanted to ask how you can do the upgrade, so you just need to click the arrow, and then you'll be having some materials that you need to have for you to be able to upgrade it to the next one. So currently this item has until level 3, if I'm not. Yeah, that is right. Then once you upgrade it to the next one, it can be a different item, which is ranger clothes. So now I don't have the best garment yet, but what I'm using is the light saint cape, which is free, of course, from the I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first month of the game. So yeah, you can just use any garment for now, but if you do have money or a lot of zennies, then you can look for a garment that will give you additional strength. Then shoes. So what I'm currently using is a shoes that gives me an SP regen of 3, which is very helpful because this is for me to make sure that I'm not going to use all of my mana. So you need to make sure that you have regeneration. So please, when you do grind, you can just do AFK or away from keyboard. Your character will play by itself. So you can make sure that it won't just stand there and don't do anything. So make sure you have SP regen. Then for my accessories, I'm using the Saint ring, which is free as well from the first one. So it has strength plus 4, attack plus 101, so a very good one. But if let's say you don't have a Saint ring, which I'm going to replace, of course, in the future, I'm aiming for strength ring. It has a good additional strength, so you can have 2 of them. But fortunately, I don't have it. So what I did, I purchased another accessories, which is a Luna brooch, which gives SP 75, then a regeneration of 5%. So I might stick with this because I'm actually saving money for Nagan. Because if you notice, guys, I tried to farm the materials needed, but yeah, it's really expensive for me to have everything in one go. So if I do quick buy, it will cost me 4,755,947 zenny before it can be an Nagan, and that's what I'm working on. I do also have here, by the way, an offhand armor or offhand bangle. So I'm using the Rosa bracelet, and I make it plus 4 by using aluminiums. So it actually ignores the defense of your opponent 25%. So it will be a big help as well if you have these. But of course, if let's say you do have a lot of zennies, then look for items that will give you strength. Okay, so now let's move to cards, and this is actually the first thing that you need to work on. There's actually one card here wherein you really need to have it because it gives a big impact to your bash, and I'll show it to you. Hold on. So I'm talking about this card. To be honest, it's very difficult for us to farm a card because it has like 0.05 if I'm not mistaken. So it's a very, very small chance for you to get a card. So if you have money or zenny, then just buy for one. And actually that's what I did. So this is the card I'm talking about. It's Bongen card. And if let's say you have this deposited on your album, your bash will be affected by your strength. So it means that the bash damage will increase because it will be based on your strength. And then remember, guys, I mentioned that I do have maximized strength. So it's 99 plus the additional attributes, of course, there. So I think this cost around, I think if, well, when I bought this card, it's around 500 to 600,000. So primarily this will be the first thing that you need to save money for. So buy a Bongen card, and then go for the items that will give you strength, and of course the cutlass, which can be crafted if I'm not mistaken on Islud or in Geffen, if I'm not mistaken. There. Next is the most important one. It's runes. So runes are additional damage to skills depending on your character. So for each character, they have a different type of skills that you can use, of course. So runes will somehow enhance those damages that you have. So you can go to this Acer Monument, and this where you can see the runes. So hold on, there. So I currently have if I'm not mistaken, 16 or 18 in total. So these are the runes that you'll be having. So I'm focusing with bash. If I'm not mistaken, there's like 10 bash runes that you need to get for you to be able to reach the 50,000 or probably more than that damage of your bash. So I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 so far, and I'm lacking for like 4 if I'm not mistaken. There. Then aside from bash, you'll be having 2 or 4 sword mastery as well that you need to get, which will increase your damage as well. So for each runes, you'll be needing medals, gold medals. Gold medals can be taken whenever you do contribute, and also the medals here. So there's gold medals and then just simple medal, I guess. Because everyone will start from this portion. Then you'll be able to get to the runes that you needed by, of course, doing some guild contribution. And I'll be showing how you can do contribution. First, you need to make sure you have a guild. So I do have a guild here, which I actually founded there. Just in case you wanted to join my guild, feel free to do so. So you need to go to your hall. Just wait for it. Then while here, of course, you just need to go to, I can consider this as the second floor. There, let's just wait for it. Okay, there. So look for the guild manager and then do contribution. There. So just like this, guys. If let's say I contributed a star crown, I'm going to have this contribution 84, the plain medals that I'm pertaining to earlier, and then 1 gold medal. So every day, or if I'm not mistaken, I think just like what you notice here, the next order, that's the time that it refreshes. So the items needed are changing. So feel free to like look for those, just like this. I'm trying to contribute an Imperium. Then a light granule for you to have 1 medal there. So there's a big help as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I do have one here. I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. So you can open stash from here. I do have it here. Yeah, light granule. Okay, I'll donate this for my guild, or to my guild. Contribution, then here, light granule. There you go. It costs 1 light granule. I submitted it. I got 84, and then the medal. So I'll show you the medal. There. So that medal, I'll be using that for me to be able to add runes. So I'll give you an example. I'll show you an example. So earlier I'm missing one here. There. So for me to go to the bash, for me to have the bash rune, sorry. There. There. For me to go to bash, I need to somehow get this first. The max HP, which is 150 contribution. Then it will go here first. So most likely, if let's say I need to have bash, you can just somehow check how much it will cost. So activate, then means that I need to have 1,800 plain medals or contribution, and then 10 gold medal. I currently have 1, right? So it means I'm going to somehow get this as well. The sword mastery, which is 6, it needs 6, then it needs 4, so total of 10. So yeah, you really need to check your guild contribution daily, because it's very important, since that most of the items there are very expensive, just like this. The one being asked, Starcom, it will cost you 245,000. So to be honest with you guys, most of my zennies are used, and I actually spent it for the runes. And I don't know if I did it wrong, but I think I prefer runes, because Nagan, it somehow challenged me to have, let's say, around 5 million for me to have this, because I know it's very expensive. But of course, that's the essence of the game, right? You're somehow enjoying, while of course being challenged and having fun with your friends as well, because most of my guildmates here are my friends and my workmates there. So of course, you might probably ask, I'm using a lot of money to get These items, again, these are just the basic items, just like you notice, most of the items here are free and it's not that really expensive. It just so happened that I was somehow amazed, and I don't know, it really attracts me because I really like the color blue, so I really plan to save money for me to be able to get these Gashapon limited items. So there, it somehow contributes and help out the developer of the game as well. Because again, just like what I mentioned, I did play the old Ragnarok from the PC, wherein of course you do have like a monthly load. You need to, if I'm not mistaken, it's 350 pesos before. Then you need to pay for the rental of your PC for, let's say, 50 pesos per hour before, or yeah, 50 or 40 an hour. So it's more expensive compared to, let's say, enjoying some items that you have, doing a premium there. So if you do have questions, feel free to comment down below, questions or suggestions maybe. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just look for Crafted Mayonnaise, and better if you can hit the notification bell so you will be notified for my next videos. So that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching and enjoy playing the game.